It's commencing. I'm gonna write a little note in the Hermitcraft server co-op thing for general. Cleo and I are in
Doing that
Hangout
thing we
Open.
always do.
If anyone wants to pop in and say hi during our drawing stream.
You are welcome.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
So it looks like I am streaming on Twitch.
I might also be streaming. I might also need to.
Oh, Twitch shows how many followers you have in this. I thought I had 50,000. I have 80,000. Whoops.
I mean, you know, that happens. That happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't gotten express written permission to simulcast. I've been trying to reach out to them to ask who I'm supposed
getting that.
Well, I can't even find out who I'm supposed to request it from. And like the thing is that this is a specific thing for people that don't have a partnership or affiliate. So it's not like, oh, talk to your partner person. It's like there should be a mechanism for people to get this. And as far as I can tell, not like, oh, talk to your partner. It doesn't exist. So gonna have to get creative there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, so like, I mean, in theory, when I've run into stuff like this before, I've just gone to wherever they are. Like, I was trying to get written permission for my university to use footage from Lord of the Rings in some online coursework, because the legal department wouldn't let them do a course on Lord of the Rings online with express written permission from the company. And so, like, I went to Boston and went to an event they hosted. I just started talking to engineers until one of them dragged me over to talk to somebody important enough. And we were able to, we got permission to use the Lord of the Rings online in that course, so that was cool. So
yeah, that's cool.
I guess I'll have to go to TwitchCon or something. I don't know. When's the next one?
I mean, when's the next one? Oh gosh, isn't it next month?
I don't know. I'm not in the loop. Are you going?
No.
You can wear and assume a mask.
No, I'm not going.
Okay.
It feels like something somebody else wants to do, not me.
Yeah, like my friend Sapphire, who happens to sound exactly like ZombieCleo and be wearing an Asuma mask.
It's not happening, Joe. It's not happening.
All right, I've made peace with that. We can move on.
Okay.
Okay. So we didn't get to hang out last week.
I know.
Because you had some unfortunate furniture-related issues. Did you get those resolved?
Kind of. I managed to get the bed frame to the recycling center. And then I went and looked at new bed frames, and then my brain just went. So that was like half the day. And then I looked at furniture frames, and then it was just a case of, you're going to be moving within 6 months. Do you really want to pay to have a bed frame moved when you could just have a mattress on the floor in the meantime? And my brain was just sort of like, yeah, I could just wait. I could just wait and not have to worry about dismantling a bed frame, taking it up there. I've since learned that I hate sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you done that before, like, as an adult? Because it is, psychologically, I found one of the most frustrating things. Every time I would wake up, so, like, after the divorce, the way the new apartment was set up, that we moved to, there was no way to get the box frame into the master bedroom without slicing it in half with a handsaw and then buying 2 metal plates to, like, lock it back in place once I got it there and fixing it. And I did not want to do that on top of all the other moving stuff. But there was just like one turn that I couldn't, there was no way to get a box frame through. And so I ended up just sleeping on a mattress on the floor for the first like 2.5 months. And every morning I woke up, I was just like, why am I on the floor? I feel like such a failure. Like, why haven't I done something about this by now? And it was just like wearing me down.
I don't have that psychological problem.
What's your problem with
I
it?
just find it's the laying down to get into bed, because there is no graceful way to do that. You just flollop and it feels wrong.
Oh, yeah, you gotta kind of do this like twist. Like what you do is you kind of jump sideways and twist in the air, and then you roll. Because yeah, lowering yourself onto the bed is a loser's game. No, you need to be doing a roll flip.
It's just, yeah. I'm not enjoying it, but I don't hate it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate it, but I don't hate it enough that I'm going to be bothered. So
Yeah. You don't.
I sound quiet.
Is it on my stream or Cleo's stream?
No, on mine. It's probably using the right microphone.
Yeah, let me see if I can adjust myself a little. I mean, probably not in the right direction, but yeah.
Like, it's not peaking, but it's going the like a correct way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, do I sound weird to anyone else? Joe was slightly loud, but it's not like I can't hear you. It's so weird because there is no. You sound fine on my end. Okay, so we're gonna go. It's just pushed, and Joe is a little loud, and that's fine.
Yeah, people are saying on my stream that you are loud but distorted on my stream. So,
which is weird because I'm not peaking. Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can. That might be something. Sometimes we have that problem with. Oh, you're already at 85% in. I'm gonna turn you down to 75% in not Minecraft. Stream.
You can do it in Minecraft. It's not going to do much.
Gosh, what's the name of this software with the Discord? I'm gonna turn you down in Discord a little bit. No Queen says it sounds like Cleo is inside a box. Maybe check which mic you're sending to Discord. Maybe you're sending a different mic to Discord than to your stream.
That is entirely possible.
It sounds like Cleo's calling into a radio show. It's kind of a great aesthetic. Well, it's not what we're going for, but thanks.
The default. Hang on, let's try this. How about now?
Okay, yeah, you sound much better. I'm going to turn your volume up a little bit.
Okay. Well, what was going on there is that it had the default mic for you, but the regular mic for my stream. So it should have been fine on my stream.
Yeah. Naidi says way better. Well, thank you. Glad to hear that. Okay.
God, it's not often the problems are on my end.
It's fine. Yeah, Cleo, it's probably just that you're not getting a good night's sleep.
Honestly, I'm having, like, the sleep itself is pretty good. But it's not dignified.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm sleeping on a what you would call a day bed right now. I don't know if you have those in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
I've seen them.
But yeah, because I'm visiting my brother in Wisconsin, at the same time that my parents are also visiting, which is fantastic from a
Yeah, that sounds
budgeting
awful.
standpoint. Well, from a sleeping standpoint, I'm sleeping in the like not guest room. I'm sleeping on like kind of a couch, but my parents have the actual guest room. But on the plus side, whenever we go out to dinner or whatever, my dad's always like, "Oh, let's go somewhere nicer," and then I'll pay for it. Because like my brother and I are like not in a point in our lives where we're, you know, we're pretty cost conscious, and so it is nice that we're getting a little bit broader of a menu for when we go out and stuff.
I mean, that sounds like a nice time.
Yeah, so I think it's worth it, and I get to hang out with my parents, who I don't see very often. So that's cool too. But yeah, I'm sleeping okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Lee, for the 100 biddy sayings. Hope you're well, and much love from Australia. Thank you very much. Appreciate the Australia. Paleo, thank you for the biddies. Honey Slaughter has resubscribed for 12 months. And Bakura has cheered backpack biddies. Thank you very much.
Whoa,
sounds like Joe's on an adventure.
I am
That's
on an
one way
adventure.
of putting it. That's one way of putting it.
I will say there's something psychologically intimidating about driving toward fire.
Oh, is there a fire thing going on there?
In Canada, there's this huge wildfire thing. It's like blowing smoke all across the United States to some degree or another. But the whole drive toward Wisconsin is a drive toward Canada. And going through Indiana, Illinois, and lower Wisconsin, which are all incredibly flat areas with like tons of like farms with occasional grain silos and like windmills in the distance. As you drive further and further north, it's equally flat, but the amount of smoke between you and the silos and the windmills just gets denser and denser and denser, and like psychologically it's just like, oh boy, I'm not sure about this.
I'm not prepared to deal with this.
This just does not like feel like a smart thing. Like your brain is just like, maybe don't go toward fire. Like, and I mean,
Every
the fire is
primal urge in your body is going, this is not good.
Yeah, and I mean,
not good.
The fire's still like 100 miles or hundreds of miles away from where I am now, but it's like just the fact that you can see it getting closer as the smoke gets denser as you're driving for like, you know, 6 uninterrupted hours through these farms. It's just like,
Yeah, that sounds horrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely its own thing. It's a real treat for me. You get to drive through so much farmland. I can tell you
personally feel honored.
Oh yeah, I feel treated. Yeah, let's see. We're kind of as we set up for shows like this, we're always kind of like just making it up as we go. We don't really have like a theme song or anything that really gets us in the groove.
No, because that seems like work, and neither of us want to do that.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say, well, my sister does have some commission spots open. If I was gonna commission like a 7-second jingle at the beginning of the show, Cleo, is there anything that you absolutely would not want in it? Are you like, Joe, if you put a tambourine in this song, I will not play this song ever, or something like?
I mean, like, kind of like, are we talking like a jingle with singing?
Yeah,
or...
it might. Yeah, it would have some.
So
singing.
long as it's not you singing, then it's fine.
No, it would be my sister singing. It would be my sister singing, but it would probably be just something like at the beginning, like Joe and Cleo. Maybe Cleo and Joe would be more appropriate. Cleo comes first. Let's do crafts or something. Like something dumb, like 7 seconds. Like,
I mean, I'm all for a dumb 7-second song, you know?
Yeah. Is there anything that you really love though, where you're like, you know, I like the ska music, how it has the trumpet. We got to have trumpet in it, or like must-haves, must-not-haves.
You know what? Like, I have, in the past few days, I have basically, well, past few weeks, have decided that, like, artists need to be just left alone. You give them a vague brief and you leave them alone and they do whatever it is they do, and it always turns out better than what you'd considered.
That is a great segue into what I've been working on the last few days. But there is a certain level of direction that you have to provide, or you end up, or sometimes if you, I'm on my second TCG collector's card artist right now, because were you having beef manage yours?
I was, but the person they chose is the person that did my personal references for like my like official art. So like we've got a very good working relationship, so there's no problems there.
Yeah, I was originally gonna delegate this to Beef, and I sent some notes along, and I don't. They were not reflected in the sketches, and I was just looking at it, and I was like, this is not coming across as something that I feel like accurately reflects me or my brand or whatever. And I'm like, so I'm gonna hire somebody who I know understands. It's easier for me to hire a different artist who understands what I do than to like try to explain to this other person why this is not working, like with the amount of time we have left, because these are due tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, I just got my hang on, I'm gonna we can't show anybody yet, but I think I think I can show you. They showed me.
Okay.
Let me copy that image and then send it to Joe.
Okay,
That's what I got.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's great, isn't it? It's very me. It's very me.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I say, she's the Kish is the person that does my like official art.
Yeah. So you get something that like really is on brand and like, because I was like, I don't think that the person that Beef tried to contract this out to is a bad artist or anything.
No, they just don't know who you are, really.
And like I had given Beef, because there was a thing like in that notes thing where it's like, hey, what would you like? How would you like to be depicted on this card? And I sent that along, and it was not in there at all.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I get it.
So yeah, I'm frantically playing catch up on that right now. But anyway, in terms of this theme song, though, like I said, there is a bare minimum that we have to turn in with to provide a brief. Like, so like it's
got to mention crafts. It's probably got to mention you and me by name.
Crafts, us by name.
And it's got to be ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And that's all that's.
So like
really
if it had like a slide whistle, like I'm not saying that needs to go in the brief, like that I'm requesting a slide whistle, but like is that the sort of thing where you would hear that and go, that's about the level of ridiculous I expected? Or should it be ridiculous like it goes really hard in the paint because it's like 80s workout music or something, and you're just like, well, that really took it, because I'm looking at you in this outfit here. And I'm like, if this was like get pumped 80s workout music, except about like crafting instead of like.
I would be down for all of that, to be honest.
Okay. So, because like I was gonna say, like, man, when I was in the like doing the ROTC military training stuff. They loved the Rocky soundtrack and the Top Gun soundtrack for the 5A. It's like it's time to wake up and exercise, and it's like highway to the danger zone.
Oh,
gotta take it.
I'd be okay with that, but that would annoy me when I woke up.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So
So-
I'll see about sending that along, because yeah.
Yeah. So I'm at the point where so I showed you the reference images that Kish did for me for like in my two like main outfits. Like my official reference images.
I don't know. You might have shown them to me, but I don't know if I knew what they were. Do you have those handy?
Well, probably not.
No, that's
Let me
okay.
see if Kish has got those handy because
Is Kish here?
No. I'm just pulling up the stuff.
Because I'm not sure I've seen. If you did show me these, I don't know that they were framed as official reference images. But if you say you showed it to me, I believe.
That's the original one.
Is it where?
There it goes.
It's taking a second. Oh, I have not seen this.
You have not seen that.
I have not seen
that. I've got those. I got those done a while ago. There's also the one with me in that 80s outfit. And I've passed them on to like an official like VTuber artist. So they're currently making a model with those sketches.
Oh, that's
with
cool.
those sorry, not sketches, pieces of art, because they're incredible. And yeah, I'm gonna have a little moving hang down here, where this thing is.
Ooh.
Down here, except it'll probably be a bit bigger. I'm gonna have a moving Cleo model coming, and I'm so liking. Can I turn Joe down slightly? Probably.
Yeah. Turn me down.
But I am.
Yeah, I'll be like, Cleo, do you want to go to TwitchCon with me? And she'll be like, no, Joe, I do not want to go to TwitchCon with you. And I'll be like, I've been turned down. Oh.
No, Joe, I do not.
Well, it's actually the same.
TwitchCon with you.
It's actually the same weekend as PlayOnCon, and I have to host the table flipping contest again. So yeah.
Oh, so you know,
I'm not doing that.
That's the thing. So yeah, but like when I was saying, just let artists go nuts, because what this artist has done is they've made an incredible model. I'll get some screenshots and show you later. But they've also done some ridiculous things that I've asked to be put in there. But also, they've also taken inspiration from like the newest Spider-Man movie and all the sketchy stuff.
Yeah, I really like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, they've made it like a little bit messy, a little bit sketchy, a little paintery, and it's just so good. It's so good.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I'm like I am enjoying the fact that the artists that I have hired are amazing artists.
Yeah.
You know? And they just get it.
Yeah.
I've been gushing about the skin a lot, even the cursed, especially the cursed expressions. It's hilarious to morph this thing into just like a square face from Minecraft, and just they've made me an OO expression, which is cursed. It's great. It's great. So yeah.
Well, I am very excited
let artists
to see
do
that
what they
in
want,
motion.
and it's great.
Well, like I said, I think it's important to let artists do what they want, but if you don't give them a clear brief, if you don't if you don't kind of say like where the rough boundaries are, like, you know, for example, if Cleo hates tambourines and I come back with a song that's got tambourines in it because I didn't tell the artist, hey, don't use tambourines, Cleo might just be like, Joe, that's not bad music, but that's music I will never play on my channel because I cannot stand tambourines, right? Like, for it to be usable in a context like what we have to provide some guardrails. We have to say like, hey, this needs to be printed, so make sure it's in CMYK instead of RGB. Or
well, I gave this particular model artist the brief. I gave them the reference images, and I said, you know, use those as your base and go to town, and they did. And it's just uncanny. It's so good.
That's very cool.
Hope I don't get that uncanny valley feeling like I do with most VTuber models. Well, it's sorry, Sky. I understand the uncanny valley. I get it sometimes myself. But this model has so far not yet triggered that for me. So, fingers crossed, eh?
Okay. We did have a Spider Cleo in season 7, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Have you
What's
seen the
theme month?
new
Theme
Across
month
the
is
Spider-Verse
aliens.
movie?
Not yet. It is in the plan to go see it.
Yeah.
So.
I liked almost everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Except I feel like the studio didn't believe in the movie enough. I feel like
Okay.
This should not have been as long a movie as it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think about 10 minutes before it ended, it should have stopped and put up a sign that says intermission and then had the other half of the movie. Like, it's not a complete film. It's like, there's a difference between like the second movie in a trilogy and
Mm-hmm.
we stopped showing you the movie halfway through the movie, right?
Right.
Like they did not, the film does not have a satisfying stopping point, and I don't think they should have stopped. I think they should have taken an extra year and just had it be our generation's Lawrence of Arabia, like where you're just like, okay, it's 4 hours, but it's so good. And the studio just rushed it out the door because I wouldn't really care that much if the whole movie wasn't basically perfect otherwise. But like it was like, I just want to warn you, like, it's a great movie and it's worth seeing, but it's also like, don't be surprised. Don't go into it expecting the movie to be over when you leave, because the movie isn't over. You're just taking a 1 year intermission instead of a 15-minute one.
Okay. Fair.
It's a weird choice.
Yeah, 10-year-olds won't sit through a 4-hour. Well, they might actually.
If there's an intermission, you go out and you get popcorn and stuff.
Yeah, that's not really a thing that happens typically.
Well, I mean, yeah. Happy Couch Day says it didn't feel rushed to me at all. They can't release a 4.5-hour movie. They can. They chose not to.
Looks like you're scheduling an alien reduction. You don't schedule those, they just happen. New YouTube avatar logo looks good. Thank you. Zloy gave that one to me. Thank you. I can hear my cats. The door is open. The backyard is free. Why are you going to toilet inside? That's just obnoxious.
Maybe they just want to be near you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the toilet is upstairs, so they're not near me.
Oh, okay.
They're just pooping because they like pooping inside.
Gotcha.
It's a beautiful day. Why? Like, if I had a toilet outside and it was a beautiful day and no one could see me, I'd poop outside. I just
There's a lot of qualifications there. Maybe not all those qualifications were meant for the cats.
Maybe. In The Sims, you hope the alien introductions happen. It depends on if your character is male or female there. Just saying, resubscribe for 21 months. Thank you very much. And Gemma Ling has resubscribed for 14 months. Wait a second, it's been over a year of being subbed. What time sure does flight it does. Thank you for making it a great year. You're very welcome. Thanks for being here. And Psychic Legume resubscribed for 16 months and says, yay, craft stream. Thank you.
Yay, craft stream indeed.
Yay, craft stream.
Have you, one thing that I had the opportunity to do as I drove and drove and drove through farms toward the smoke, was I listened to a few more episodes of that Imp and Skiz podcast. Have you had the chance to check that out?
I've had a few, I've watched a couple, yes.
Yeah, I've listened to a few here and there in the past, but this was my first, like, binge of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've got a lot they're doing right there.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
Very impressive. If, like, yeah. When people are like, Joe, why don't you and Cleo have a podcast? You know, I never
This
knew
is
what
our
they.
podcast.
Yeah, that's what I always said. We always said this is our podcast. But then I'm listening to this Imp and Skiz thing, and I'm like, oh, they want it to be good like this. Yeah, that's.
No, they don't. No one wants it to be good like that because they know we can't do that.
Mm-hmm. We'd have to.
They're aware.
Yeah, we'd have to get a studio that we both sit in and a drum kit, and we're not gonna do that. We don't play drums.
We don't play drums. That is the only thing stopping us, really.
Yeah.
It's not the time thing. We've been lying to you this whole time.
Yeah, it's just that neither of us play drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are a lot more focused than us. Like, I noticed that they'll start their episode and they'll be like, today we're going to talk about something. And then they talk about that thing for like an hour. I was just like, man, how do you talk about a thing for an hour? Like, I talk about everything indefinitely.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean,
This is true.
yeah, if somebody's like, so what are you guys talking about today? Everything indefinitely. Well, what about next week? Everything indefinitely.
Thank you, Flame Spirits, for the resubs for 9 months. Appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, and yes, it has been 9 months.
We
I
just
believe
got...
they actually plan a theme and then prepare for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something we do. I was gonna say,
No.
I got a raid rolling in from Jen Firer, so thank you y'all for coming in. I'm currently designing a pinball machine themed around space telescopes. I have my original design that I was working from here, and then I did a bunch of sketches of other pinball machines to study their designs, and now I'm actually going through and I'm taking notes about the electromagnetic spectrum and redesigning my existing machine. Because I realized, Cleo, that like even though the theme of my pinball machine is space telescopes, in order to kind of like unify the like what makes it a game, I needed to basically have like different I was like, which telescopes do I include, or how do I choose what to use, or whatever. I realized that the unifying concept here is actually the electromagnetic spectrum, and have like different parts of the machine represent different parts of that spectrum, like gamma rays, X-rays, UV light, visible light, infrared light, that sort of thing. And so, like, for example,
I mean, half of those things aren't visible, but okay.
That's why I said the electromagnetic spectrum.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how you're going to represent it.
So, like, for example, a pinball machine would have different types of parts, right? Like, it'll have pop bumpers. And the pop bumpers might represent the visible part of the spectrum. So hitting the pop bumpers would make progress towards starting the launch of a visible light telescope, like the Hubble, right? And I picked the pop bumpers for that because with modern LEDs, you could have it so as you hit the pops, the one that you hit cycles through the next color of the rainbow. So it gets in there and it hits like 5 or 6 times and it goes like, you know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, you know, as it hits and pops through.
Yeah.
And Oh, sorry, I mispronounced it. Thank you, Genfire, for the raid, who is on the Truly Bedrock server gathering materials for a dragon build. Excellent. So, but then, so Cleo, so you might have, for example, the spinners on the machine, which is like the thing where when the ball hits it, it spins, would advance the gamma ray track of space launches, or the drop targets would do the X-ray part of the spectrum, because like the Chandra space telescope looks like 6 drop targets in a line, and so at that point put 6 drop targets in a line, and if you hit all 6 of them, you launch the Chandra space telescope, right?
Right.
And so I'm gonna have to change the layout of the machine to make this paradigm make sense, but at the end, though, you know, you could have something like that ties everything back together. Like the final multi-ball of a pinball machine is called the wizard mode, where it's like, hey, if you beat all the missions, it starts this high-scoring multi-ball called the wizard mode, and usually it would have like a thematic name. Like in Guardians of the Galaxy, the wizard mode is Save Xandar, and it's supposed to be the climatic battle at the end of the film where you save Xandar, right? So, you know, this could be called something like full spectrum wizard mode, or wizard mode, full spectrum multi-ball or something, because you've got gamma, X-ray, UV, visible, IR. We don't really use space telescopes for microwaves because they're so big that you need like really distant, you need arrays at that point that you can do on the ground. Those punch through the atmosphere fine. Whereas like getting X-rays, you can't really use ground-based stations very well for X-ray telescopy. So you have to have something on the other side of the atmosphere for that. So, hey, we got our first tip, or I got my first tip of the stream from Shifty Pumpkin, who says, the Joe and Cleo podcast, all the topics, none of the focus. And Shifty Pumpkin tips 20. We are doing rotational.
Shifty, how dare you?
Yeah. We don't need no focus.
We don't got no focus. That's not the same.
We don't got no focus. Okay, yeah, we sure need it. We're going to rotate the camera 20 degrees angular. Astute viewers will notice I am in my brother's basement instead of in front of my green screen. I looked at getting a travel green screen, but I feel like there's actually something kind of charming about just like, here's whatever nonsense is actually behind me for the travel streams, you know? Like,
I mean... Sure, Joe. Charm is relative, but sure.
What? Yeah, charm is relative. See, if this were a real podcast, we would have come in today and be like, "Hey, here's our 7-second theme song with our tambourine and our, you know, slide whistle, and then today we're going to be talking about charm. Cleo, how do you feel about charm?" And you're like, "Charm is relative." Well, I think charm is absolute. Let's talk about both sides of that.
Oh, this is why I would never do a podcast with you, Joe.
We don't do it.
Thank you. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Lone Nikon has resubscribed for 21 months and says, I rarely get to watch this stream, but I'm glad I made it today. I'm glad to have you. McLeslie cheered Cleo biddies, and then cow biddies, and then this is the save Cleo bits, I understand. Shifty, thank you very much, chipped $20 and says, let's start a podcast percussion fund. I feel like I would probably use pots and pans for $20. Cameron cheered backpack bitties and says, I haven't heard these in a bit. But everyone is in the backpack biddies now. Okay, appreciated. Cannon Russia tipped 420 and says, good afternoon. Doesn't Joe need focus if he's working with space telescopes? The galaxies will be blurry, right?
Well, so actually that's one of the things is each part of the spectrum would have a corresponding telescope that you're trying to build, launch, calibrate, and then gather data with. And so, like, if you've ever played the game Monster Bash, Cleo,
I have not.
Okay, it's a pretty popular pinball game from the 90s with what's called a fan layout, where each of the like universal monsters like Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, each of them has a different shot on the pinball machine. So like The Bride of Frankenstein would be the ramps. The Mummy is the pop bumpers, whatever. And so it's like, you know, you hit the pop bumpers 50 times to start the Mummy mission. And then that's got its own objectives. You hit Dracula 7 times to spell Dracula and start the Drac Attack multi-ball. You hit Frankenstein multiple times to get, each time you hit him, you get like an arm or a leg. You're assembling Frankenstein. Then when you hit him enough times, a ramp opens up that you can start Frankenstein multi-ball, that sort of thing. So basically, each of these different components of the pinball machine, as you're shooting the shots around the machine, you would be building, launching, and calibrating that instrument, that space telescope. And then once it's calibrated, it would start the mission for that instrument, where you would have certain shots you needed to hit to like collect data. And if this was a real pinball machine, as you did those collect data things, those collect data challenges, different real life pictures taken by the telescope or observations from the telescope would pop up on the back box screen and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm doing this. Sorry if that's like way more detailed than this person wanted, but you get what you get.
I don't know what they wanted. I'm not sure it was that.
It was certainly not that.
McLesley has cheered Backpack Bitties. Bakura has also cheered Backpack Bitties. Mirror Sand has resubscribed for 4 months. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
No, Mocha, because he's not just telling you, he's also telling me.
Yeah.
And that's something I can't abide.
Another JT, somebody asked if I am a astronomer, and another JT says Joe's closer to a science aficionado. I'm not really Italian at all, but I like pizza, and I occasionally have noodles, so maybe?
Blaming this one on you, JT.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. So...
This is the Joe Hills difference. This is the Joe Hills difference.
Yeah. The Joe Hills difference is I'm doing this with a ballpoint pen because I can't find my pencil case. As well. So that's something.
What does Joe do for a living? Joe is a full-time Minecrafter. That's what Joe does for a living.
Yeah.
What did he do before he became a full-time Minecrafter? Not this.
No. I was a LAMP developer. Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP.
That is not what I thought when I heard LAMP.
What did you think?
Well, there is something else that is called lamps, Joe, in the world.
Oh, yeah? Are they nice?
No.
Oh.
I hate everything about my life right now.
Why? What's going on?
The delightful pun. No. No. We do not pun in this chat.
Oh, certainly not.
I mean, I don't pun in this chat. That should be a clue.
Panpie Pit says, what does liking noodles have to do with being Italian? Well, that's like one of their famous cuisines, which is a French word for Italian food.
I would argue they don't call it noodles, though.
Yeah, I mean, because they're speaking Italian. Or French, depending on which of the people we're talking about here.
Zoe, if you pun in this chat, your punishment will be, particularly for that one, is just stabbing. I just will have to. Noodle with fire. Oh my god, there's so many puns.
It'll be fine.
How dare you,
Cleo.
chat?
I believe in you. You can endure. You can persevere.
What if I don't want to, Joe?
Well, I mean, to some degree, that's the first sign you're gonna fail. Like at survival, just giving up usually means you're not gonna make it. Because like at a certain point, you know, it's like, do you have the presence of mind to find water? Is important. Presence of mind is important for survival. But like at a certain point, if you're just like lying there and you're just like, you know what? I don't think I want to be found. I don't think I want to find water. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. I'm just going to lay in this wreckage. Like, you know, sometimes the wreckage has secondary explosions. Like, you gotta kind of want it, Cleo. It doesn't sound like you want it.
I mean, sometimes I don't. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always maintain that in a survival situation, I have good knowledge that people will want to keep me alive because I know like lots of things. But you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just not worth it, Joe.
Sure. Skulls and Cupcake says apparently the Italian word for noodle is spaghetto. I'm not sure about that, Skulls and Cupcakes. I am a little dubious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched this. Yep. Have you seen the film Bullet Train?
No, it's on my list though.
I watched the second half of it last night, and this is something that I don't get to do at home. Because at home, if I want to watch a movie, usually I'm like, I don't actually want to watch a movie. I'm going to try to go to bed and then fall asleep so much later that I could have sat and watched a movie. Why didn't I just watch a movie? But since I'm staying with my brother and my parents are here, I got off a call yesterday and they were halfway through the film Bullet Train. And I was just like trying to figure out what was going on while I'm watching it. But apparently it's one of those movies where none of the characters know what's going on either. So that kind of helped. Because I'm like, you know, like all of the characters are just constantly like, what? And I'm like, me too. Like, I really felt like I was on that train with them, very confused about what was going on. But I will say the second half of the film Bullet Train is a very good second half of a film. I'm hoping to go back and watch the first half. If the first half really sucks, I'm going to be a little bit surprised, honestly. Because, like, I don't know how you could make the second half of a movie that good and not have the first half be good, too. But, yeah, so I watched, like, an hour and 15 minutes of, like, a 2 hour and 30-minute movie yesterday.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice being around people again. Because there's all sorts of dumb stuff like that. Like, it would never occur to me when I'm living alone to watch a movie starting halfway through. But when you live with other people, that's the sort of thing that just happens all the time. When I used to have roommates, I'd walk in and be like, oh, what you watching? Oh, I'm halfway through this. Oh, cool. Mind if I sit here? Okay.
I mean, that's legit.
Apparently, aficionado is of Spanish origin. Interesting. Aficionado, come to your senses. That's all I got. Okay.
Oh, hey Kish! I was showing Joe your art earlier.
It's very good art. Very good job, Kish Doodles.
Kish is good art. Hello, baby. Hi. You're the one that got down. I didn't tell you to get down. There's pettings happen on screen. I'm using you for clicks right now. Come on. I need kitty up, up, up. It's how this works.
Oh, okay. I don't have a gimmick. I just have a tipping link. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. You can get all those kitten bittens or whatever they give you on Twitch.
Yeah, send kitten bittens. And I will try and keep the cat on screen for a lot longer than I did.
Yeah.
What have you done to There's just some... It's fine. There are just some cursed expressions.
Somebody says, is this Rackill's keyboard? No, it says J Hills on it. See? And it has an American flag because it's got the US layout, and apparently they put the flag of the layout on there. I didn't say to the keyboard manufacturer, hey, I'm particularly patriotic. Can you please put an American flag on here?
That might have been your first mistake. That might have been what they were after.
Oh my gosh. They're like, as a red-blooded American, this man will appreciate this keyboard. Urgh.
Are there non-red-blooded Americans?
I mean,
I don't think crabs count, so, you know.
Are you still considered an American if you've been exsanguinated? I would assume so, because our cemeteries are full of American heroes. So, yeah. Buster Murray.
Even so, the blood is still red.
It's just somewhere else.
Yeah.
Buster Murray says, Joe, what do you think about science fiction? I read a comic which revolved around science fiction, and it was nice. So that's like saying, like, I read a... Joe, what do you think about religion? I read a comic which revolved around religion, and it was nice. Like, so there's people in the comic who are practicing religion or making up a religion. Like is this a comic... A comic which revolved around science fiction sounds like a comic about people going to science fiction expos, not a comic in which science fiction is the genre, because that's not what it revolves around. That's like the genre of it itself. I don't know.
This is where Joe gets too involved in a subject.
Yeah.
And completely misses the point.
So clearly Cleo wants me to move on, so I'm gonna do that.
I'm not saying move on, I'm just saying you missed the point.
Yeah.
I want to point out to Kish that those expressions are togglables and for fun.
I'm overthinking it, apparently.
No, you would never.
No, not I.
'Tis not I, sir. Okay. Hello. I know.
Wait, what is Kish doing on Twitter right now? Is there new art coming out or something?
They're just like I told you that there was an OO expression and stuff. For my model.
Oh wait, have you shared that on Twitter? Because I didn't actually get to see that.
I haven't. I think Cam definitely has. I'll show you the model and like. Yeah.
It's fine. We don't need to derail everything.
It's just that there are some, like I say, there are some cursed expressions which are toggleable. They are not the main thing. And it was funny. Kitty's got a story to tell. It's a pain in the bum. Aren't you? I stopped petting you for like 5 seconds. You can't keep doing this, you know? I mean, arguably you can.
Yeah, cats have all day.
That one's got a lifetime.
Yeah.
Kish, if you go to Lyra's channel and look at some of their VODs, they are inhabiting the model at the moment and it's moving. So, just saying. Kitty wants to be a streamer. Kitty just wants to be stroked, like all the time. All the time.
Oh, hey, who's Mother Lyra?
Mother Lyra is the person who is doing the model.
Oh, very cool, because it looks like they just got a shout out in your chat.
They should do.
Very cool. Okay.
It's the person that I've been raiding most often because they work on the model on their stream.
Yeah, I try to cycle through who I raid, so it's like I don't want to raid the same person every day, even though they're like always streaming when I get done. Like I don't want to like raid Impulse 8 days in a row, because it kind of seems like notice me senpai type of thing. Like
For me at the moment, it's a case of when I finish streaming in my evening stream slots, they are the only person streaming right now.
Yeah.
So
there's only so much you can do
it's
with
them
that.
or no one. And, you know,
Yeah.
since they are actually doing, you know, like such a good job on the model, I've been raiding them a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Love the chat jaw. It's Minecraft.
Is writing English technically drawing? I'm drawing. I'm the writing is like part of making it, informs the drawing. I'm trying to make a list of the things I need to include and stuff. There's thought going into this. Just be perfect.
It's drawing until it becomes a word. I mean, like, you know, text is a part of design.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Have you gotten to play V Rising yet?
I have never heard of that.
Oh, so the V is not the Roman numeral for 5. It's short for vampire. And I played it with my fiance maybe half a year to a year ago when it was like in super early access. And it's basically kind of like a small scale. It kind of feels like an MMO where you've got like a few different vampire abilities on your like hot bar or whatever, and you run around and you fight people and drink their blood to get power and stuff, and you eventually level up or whatever. But it's like you play it on like a local small server with your friends. So it's not massive. It's just like you have a world instance for you and your friends, and you run around and you get new vampire powers and you fight bosses to get their powers. And they just added, like, one of the big things of the game though was you got to design your own vampire castle.
Okay.
And that was part of why I was like looking at it in the first place. I was like, oh, a game where you get to play as a vampire. I'm reading Dracula. That's pretty cool. I'm like, ooh, but you get to make your own vampire castle. So, Cameron says it reminds me of Gauntlet, but survival MMO. Yeah, that's not a bad way to describe it. And so, like, I'm thinking about starting up a, like, something like a Tuesday morning series of that with my fiance. once I get back from PlayOnCon in like
neat.
mid-July. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I'm trying to make some choices about the starting conditions of the game, because like as the server admin, you can, you know, tweak a bunch of sliders or whatever. But like, yeah, I wasn't sure if you've done anything similar. I was gonna, if you had played this game in particular, I was gonna kind of be like, I'm thinking this for this slider, but like, since you don't know it, I'm not gonna waste your time.
Fair. That is a reasonable assumption to not do.
Yeah. Because it's like you can change how quickly you level up and things like that, you know, that sort of thing. Kind of like, you know, Ark has something similar, where it's like, how long does dinosaur
I played
breeding
2
take?
minutes of Ark.
Yeah.
For the pure reason is that it ran like trash.
Yeah.
Meow meow meow.
Meow meow
No.
meow meow meow.
No, you said no. No, you said no. Nope. Denied.
What's the cat
Nope.
want so badly?
All my love and attention,
Oh.
but specifically on her terms.
But Cleo, you're an unquenchable. No, wait. What would a unstoppable font, like an you're a bottomless spring of attention. But like you're a gosh, I'm too tired for this. Okay.
Keep digging, Joe. Keep digging.
Yeah.
You're fine.
But Cleo, you have limitless attention. Except, like, there's a word for this that I'm not going to think of. Okay. One thing that I do like about this basement is the coffee maker is right over there. I'm going to go get some coffee. Is there anything that you want me to sing while I go get the coffee so you can get a sense of the acoustics of the space?
I would like all the single ladies, please.
Okay. So, I don't actually know the words to that song, so it's like, all the single ladies to you, all the single ladies to you, all the single ladies to ZombieCleo, all the single ladies to you.
Honestly, that's not a terrible. That's not a terrible statement. There are worse curses.
Okay. Cameron grabs his fending off stick, apparently. Kish says, I think he doesn't know more than just the words. Wellspring. Thank you, Crafted Jedi. That was the word I was looking for. Cleo, you're a wellspring of attention.
No.
Yep.
Just no. Let's hope he isn't doing the dance to it.
I don't
God.
know. I don't know the dance to it. Or the dance.
Joe is not the Lord of the Dance.
Oh.
Meow wow.
Meow wow wow wow. Meow,
I know. I will do this because I can.
I better be careful where I put the coffee down. I might put a coffee ring on it. Honestly, this is like a plastic folding table. It's okay if it gets coffee rings on it.
You coming up? You can come up. That's arguably preferable because people are actually more interested when you're around.
Queen Dark Lady says, my Ark server took so long to set up, but I customized a lot. Well, so that's the thing, is in games like this where you can customize the server settings, like, is there particular things that y'all think make for better viewing experiences? Because, like, for example, there's a thing in the game where you can entrance villagers and then send them on missions. But then the mission takes, like, by default, 8 hours of game time. So it's like, if we did 4 2-hour sessions, the villager would come back on week 5. right? So I'm thinking like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I turn the slider for speed of villager missions. You know, hypnotized people missions go fast enough that we can show them in an episode, but maybe we turn down how much loot they get to correspond with that. So it's like it evens out the balancing element of how much loot we get from the villager doing the mission, but like they finish at the same episode we started in. Hard Luck says there's usually a Cleo picture-in-picture on the stream. Was it a conscious decision to exclude it today? Well, even though we're not at July 1st yet, Cleo had mentioned simulcasting to YouTube via my channel might be a problem long term, so we're trying it without it today.
Yep.
There's not a lot I can do there. The thing is, though, you could put my visuals on your channel since I won't be on Twitch at that point, probably.
That is true. That is a thing that is possible.
Because I wouldn't be violating the Twitch terms of service, and you wouldn't be you wouldn't have your stuff simulcast somewhere else.
No,
and
that's true.
I'm not streaming on Twitch at that point, so it doesn't matter to me. So, yeah, just as a reminder to people who like watching me on Twitch now, joehills.net/live is going to probably be where you end up. If I can't get this express written permission from Twitch to simulcast, you can find me there.
Yeah. I think we all know you're not getting it, Joe.
I'm going to try.
I mean, you can try.
Yeah. I'm not going to skip PlayOnCon for it, but yeah. I got to talk to Hypno about getting the joehills.net added to the Hermitcraft streaming list too. So.
Yeah. That sounds about right. What's the name of your cat? That one was Atlas. The other one is GLaDOS. GLaDOS you will never see because she gets pets on her own time. Because she's afraid of everything, and I have to be sat down in a familiar place and she will come to me. This is not a familiar setup for her. So if you ever see GLaDOS, that is a one rare sighting. My friends who visit, like Abby has only ever seen GLaDOS, I think, twice. And they've stayed with me for like weeks at a time. Art supplies are scary. Are they? What?
Well, it's because you move your table or whatever. Your computer setup.
Yeah. I move my table and I sit in a desk chair. It's weird. I mean, she's always been a very timid cat. It took 3 years for her to sit on my lap.
Say again?
And it took, I think, 7 for her to not run away instantly when I move around the house. So. So yeah, the kitty is frightened of everything and everyone. Like I say, my friend Abby saw them twice, and then they ran away instantly when they realized Abby was there.
Oh no. Val Alexander says, why do Americans eat like they have free health care? I don't, and most people I know don't. I think maybe people you've seen on TV act that way. That's a weird first-time chat question. I wonder if that's a bot that's just like, I'm here to promote this, like, food safety, or like, eat this, you know, nutrition hyphen power zap bar, blah, blah. I'm just going to ban that person as a bot. Sometimes when people roll in and the first time chat is a question that is a complete non sequitur, I'm just like, I'm going to assume that's not a human. Like, why would...
Probably fair.
I don't know why that would be. Sorry. I'm like...
That's okay. No, Atlas is the orange tabby.
Yeah.
GLaDOS is the torty.
Bye, Mama. My mama just left. She
Bye, Joe's mama.
might have been in the background of the video when she came down the
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah, but I was going to ignore it because...
No, it's
know.
fine. Wait, which side is that?
Oh,
No.
not background of the video, but I heard them. So
Yeah.
is what I meant. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, we were just talking about something. I completely lost it. We were talking about cats. Oh, yeah. That's right. The cat here, Pudge, loves running in front of people when they're walking. And, like, basically wants to be tripped over, practically. It's like, hey, what you doing? Can I come? Can I ride on your leg? Can you save me the energy of walking in the direction you're going? Like, but yeah, so I was on my phone because I'm not used to there being a cat, and I was looking at my phone and like walked into it, basically, not like hard, but like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I was like, what's that? Why is there something in front of me? And then the cat just makes a big show of like sitting down like directly where I can see him, and then like cleaning where my foot touched him. Like, nope, that was a dirty foot.
I mean, you put your oils on him.
Yeah, thanks, cat.
He's cleaning off the smell.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, no, that's literally what that is.
I know, but it's like, still, it's like,
It's not your fault you smell.
yeah, apparently. Yeah, at least I didn't get 1,000 years of jail for kicking me yet.
I always wanted to make sure my first chat message was really funny, but I end up just sending an emote. Valid. It's valid. The uncolored aliens were like little ghosts. I suppose. Yeah. I suppose.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
My cat has taken to sleeping right next to my head at night. Atlas doesn't like being too far away from me, unless they're going outside and exploring. And by exploring, I mean sitting in the garden. So Atlas sleeps by my head. GLaDOS tends to be in the same room as me, unless she's going for a big sleep. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's just how it does. It just does happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Good babies. You're doing organic chemistry homework. Well, that sounds like something you should really concentrate on, okay? No slacking off allowed. Riley unfortunately learned that it's not safe when I sleep because I toss and turn. I sleep like the dead. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I was
my
told
cat
to make
took
sure to
cats-
keep the door shut when I sleep if I don't want the cat to try to like snuggle me, and I'm like, yeah.
Why would you not want that though, Joe?
Because I'm not used to like animals jumping onto the bed while I'm asleep, and like I might lash out instinctively. That's more for the cat's safety than mine.
Fair enough. Organic chemistry is evil. Have I seen? Well, I curl up on my side and it's just I'm out. I'm out like a light. So, you know. Unless a cat decides they're going to jump from the open window on top of me, and then I wake up for that, because they're quite heavy at this point. And it's worse because I've got on mattress on the floor currently.
Yeah.
And so they've got further to go. And it hurts a lot more. We used to have a border collie who'd only sleep right next to you. If you rolled to face away from him, he'd politely ask you to roll over by putting his paw on your shoulder. I cannot really sleep facing people. I have to be facing away. I find it like I like having my arms free. And I need to wave about in the breeze.
Yeah, you're like one of those car sales wavy guys.
Yeah. I absolutely am.
I definitely sleep better when there's other people around in general. Like, I feel like I feel less responsible when I'm like going to sleep in a barracks. I'm like, there's 39 other people in here. If something catches fire, like, that's not all on me. Like,
I mean, I'm not sure how it would all be on you anyway, but okay.
well, like when I'm alone in my apartment, if something goes wrong, I'm responsible for dealing with it.
I mean, it is probably your fault. To be
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, at that point, it might be the wiring, but
You rent. That's not your fault.
yeah. But like, that was my example of it not being my fault. Is like if it's the wiring, it's not on me.
Yeah.
What do you want to do this?
Can sleep anywhere and anyhow except on your stomach. Huh. I mean, stomach sleeping feels unnatural. I sleep sort of curled up into a ball. Night, Clish. Sleep well.
Lakshmi13 says it's the kind of thing we were talking about the other day on this Discord. I feel better when I sleep better when others are around. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some people do, I guess.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, not to me, but to, like,
Cleo refuses
Other people.
understanding.
It's just not my experience of the world, so I don't get it.
Yep.
When I was 5, the teacher made us sleep on our stomachs for nap time.
Why?
Ah!
That's weird.
Isn't that actually like not the recommended way to sleep for children?
Yeah, that seems like a bad decision-making process for teachers.
Because, you know, what do you call it? SIDS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 5-year-olds are not infants, but
Yeah, but there is child death syndrome as well.
huh.
I think it goes up all the way to like 8,
Mm-hmm.
where it just randomly happens sometimes.
Really? That's terrifying.
Yes, it is. Tummy time is a big thing when you're Nerf. Tummy time is supervised specifically because children sleeping on their tummy is
Yeah,
the
tummy
high-risk
time is
factor in kids.
activity time.
Yeah.
Tummy time is when you put the kid on a blanket so they can practice using their neck and looking at things and like build the muscles to crawl. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Sleep stream in the future? JK, I know that violates TOS. Well, that's why we've got joehills.net/live, the Joe Hills self-hosted alternative.
Where Joe just streams all his entire day.
Well, I don't, but if I wanted to, well, for example, if I wanted to like live stream me watching a city council meeting and Twitch was like, hey, we're not sure about you simulcasting this city council meeting because the rights are unclear, you know, I don't have to stress about Twitch's TOS. I can just do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if the city council wants to send my hosting provider a cease and desist, then they can. But that's like, I don't have to worry about Twitch just saying, we don't have the energy to deal with this legally. We're just going to fold. I can say, well, good, I'll get my attorney involved and we'll fight, you know, let's go to war about fair use of public meetings and the records laws and whatever, you know.
Yeah, I do know. Sounds like a lot of work.
If I'm going to do a lot of work, it might as well be work I like. Fighting with the city council about public records laws is like right up my alley, Cleo. This is not ironically living my best life. Now that I'm saying that out loud, it's like, wow, that's really sad. But if you want to encourage me to live my best life, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Hey, Vinny Cheese Mouse, welcome. We're redesigning the pinball machine based on some thoughts I had. Just rough sketches.
Somebody explain what's happening right now. No.
No.
No. I don't think I can.
That's not what we do here. Like
stream something comprehensible. No.
Yeah. Mini Cheese Mouse says, Joe, your audio sounds a little bit odd. Does it sound different or does it sound broken?
You're peaking occasionally.
Oh, okay.
But like
well,
not.
I'll turn it down
hard.
a little bit. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. I shouldn't
peaking.
I'm peaking. Really?
On my end, you are, yeah.
But like that's weird because I'm not peeking on the. Let me check my Discord settings, maybe. Voice.
Maybe I need to check your Discord settings and turn you down a bit more.
Oh, okay. Hold on. No, that's.
Okay, I turned you down a bit more.
You know what? Oh my gosh, Cleo! I wasn't sending my good mic to you on Discord. I was looking at the
okay.
levels. I was looking at the levels for my good mic.
Can we go back to the bad mic? Gosh.
Why is this one worse?
You're cutting out like constantly.
Okay, because I turned it way down, maybe. Let me.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Test. Why is that not? Test.
You're cutting off at the end. Maybe. I don't know. I think.
Test.
Is it your? Oh, now you're transmitting me back to me.
Now I'm transmitting you back to you.
Yeah, this is not good.
What? Why is that happening? That shouldn't happen. Okay.
Is your input sensitivity bad?
Oh, you know what? You might be hearing my headphones. Like, here, I'm turning you down in my ears.
I can't hear anything, Joe, because you're going, and so am I. Back to me, and it's horrible.
I'm trying to work on it. Okay. Test. Is this any better?
That's better. That's good.
I'm using
good.
my cell phone speakerphone now. So. Oh wait, I realize I put that on camera. I don't want people to see my cell phone. Okay. Because, yeah, okay, so the reason that the audio was bad is, for some reason, for some reason Discord won't accept my fancy microphone. And you were coming through the Mac, or I was sending it to you through the MacBook Pro.
Okay.
Oh, no, you know what also is the problem?
You sound good now.
My internet is, like, flaking out like crazy, too. I'm looking over here at OBS, and it's like, you don't have enough uplink capacity, so something is happening to the uplink.
Is someone in the house using the internet?
No, they all just went out. I'm wondering if, like, maybe somebody is, like, running a lawnmower or something, and there's, like, electromagnetic interference that's, like, killing the Wi-Fi.
Well, you sound good right now.
Okay. Well, sorry that I was peeking before. I don't know what to do.
It's okay. I turned you down. I'm sure it'll be fine. All good. All good.
Okay. So part of this experimental travel setup is that this is the camera and mount and stuff that I would be using for if we wanted to stream TCG games from conventions. And so, like, proving that I can pack this up easily and move it and mic myself. Granted, the mic seems to work for OBS and not for Discord, which, in theory, if I'm playing a card game with somebody at a convention, I'm not going to be on Discord anyway, so I guess it's okay if that part doesn't work right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could explain what happened more than, oh my god, please stop.
Yeah.
But I cannot.
Oh, hold on. If I turn loop back 1 all the way down, can I still hear you?
I don't know, can you? Can you hear me, Joe?
Okay, no, I cannot. I was going to say, maybe if I turn down loop back 1, then I can use the correct microphone here. Nope, that's the problem. Okay. That's how we learn. Okay.
I mean, that wasn't just the problem, the fact that I could hear myself. It was the fact that you cut out every second.
Yeah, which, once again, might have been the internet cutting out, at the, like, coincidentally at the same time.
You went from peaking to valleying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, NJ, how you doing? At least you didn't go to Valley Girl. She has enough voices in her house without having to hear her own again.
Yeah, clearly.
My head's relatively quiet, to be honest. Think of that of what you will.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
Like,
dun.
I really struggle if I don't have quiet when I'm trying to focus.
Uh-huh.
So,
I really struggle to be quiet when I'm trying to focus.
I believe that. Well, it's like when me and Cam are on the phone and Cam's trying to sort out a problem, Cam will talk through the problem, whereas I just go, I need to focus on this. I'm going to mute you for a bit.
Yeah, no, I talk
So-
through everything.
No, it's
That's how I am.
yeah, I can't roll with it.
Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's see who it's from. Mini Cheese Mouse tips 5 and says, rotate hills, have some monies. So thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse. That's going to rotate us now to 25
Rubber
degrees
ducking,
angular.
yes.
Do.
Rubber ducking is fine, but I like the silence in my own head when I am working stuff out. It's just a different way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
You're scrapbooking right now. That's good. I mean, this is the perfect time to start, doing like little crafts and stuff. If you've got the energy for it. And, midday on a Wednesday, whew, perfect time for crafts. I mean, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Firehawk, that was terrible. I'm just trying to think about what the next alien page should be. Making a geology field book journal. Is there any particular reason whilst you're doing that? Is it a work-related thing, or is it a just for you kind of thing? I can go get a Salbean. The Return of Mucifer. No, you can only abduct a cow once. Trust me, I tried. Jelly bean pot. Just to prove it does exist.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Got a little face on it. 3, 2, 1. I'm not sure I tried hard enough for what? JT. I'm confused. It's not the first time, won't be the last, but I am confused.
Yeah.
Multiple cow. Oh! No, because when cows get abducted, they lose their skin when they come back. That's just how it is.
Oh.
Magic. Might not be magic. It's definitely alien magic. The lore deepens. plot chickens. Dear God. You're terrible today, guys. I approve.
Mm-hmm.
Broadly approve. There's hair on my microphone stand. It is mine, but you know. My ongoing Lucifer fanfic has now taken a turn towards horror. For those of you who are not referencing what JT is talking about, that's Lucifer down there.
Mm-hmm.
Being abducted by aliens.
Not aliens.
Aliens! There's lots of sparkle stuff.
Takashito says, will you try to get this cabinet produced IRL once you built it in game? I am trying to design everything about this in a way that I could attempt that if I had a proper workshop in the future, but that's not anything that I'm close to. I'm trying to not do anything that's physically impossible to do. I'm not putting parts too close together to work in the real world or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
making it doable, but not ridiculous.
yeah.
You're working on Minecraft in real life. So made all pieces like and laminated them. Armor tools, buildable items with construction paper. That's cute. That's cute.
Cleo dressing as a Minecraft witch and throwing water balloons with quote-unquote potions in them at people would be a fun summer activity.
I'm not entirely sure how I got involved in that, but I'm happy to throw water balloons at people.
Yeah. That's the thing, is I was like, if we were going to, let's say that Doc finally got his way and we booked like a hermit retreat in Bavaria or something. And it's like, oh, we should film us doing something stupid. What if somebody got water balloons thrown at them? Cleo would not want to be the person who gets water balloons thrown at them. So, by process of elimination...
Why? Why would you think that?
Really? Because you seem like the sort of person who would rather throw water balloons at somebody than be thrown at.
Look, just because I enjoy throwing things at people in general, don't assume that I don't enjoy having water balloons thrown at me.
Okay.
Because the whole point of a water balloon fight is that it's a fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a water balloon massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Made water bombs with sponges. Yeah, no, like that is something that is fairly standard. I've got a fossil section with all the tables of the ages of the Phoenix era and their fossils. Ah, okay. So what you're doing is like the reason why I asked what sort of geology workbook you had in mind, it's because I had a workbook for when I was doing trial pitting and core analysis, and it's not aesthetic. But a geology workbook, which isn't about, you being in the business and doing stuff for work. Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty cool. Oh, maybe I should do a fossil spread.
That would
next
be
time.
really cool.
Yeah.
As an upcoming, you could have a mosquito trapped in amber, do a kind of Jurassic Park theme.
I could. I take it with me to the field, but I work on it at home, which is absolutely reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Firehawk says, I get the mental image of Green bringing his Nerf guns to a water balloon fight. Does he have Nerf guns?
I mean...
I wonder.
I don't know if he has Nerf guns, but it wouldn't surprise me if he had Nerf guns.
Yeah, it's just like, which hermits have Nerf weapons?
I mean,
it's neither of us, right?
If I was,
I don't.
I have bought Nerf weaponry in the past.
I had them when I was like a little
kid,
but I don't have them now.
Like, if there was to be a Nerf fight, I would get the biggest Nerf gun and the most Nerf bullets because I can. And also, I could probably tax write that off if it was a meetup between hermits making videos.
Mitten Feet says there's a clip of Grian saying him and his wife have a cupboard full of Nerf guns that they fight with. Oh, okay.
Which sounds like which sounds incredibly like the best thing in the world. That would be so much fun. This stream is not sponsored by Nerf, but if Nerf does want to sponsor me at any point, I'm open to it. Aliens. I'm thinking. Is Nerf or nothing? I mean, I'm sure there is like off-brand Nerf paraphernalia.
Well, there was so much off-brand Nerf paraphernalia that they had to create the motto, "It's Nerf or nothing," to encourage you to not buy that other stuff. Like, their entire brand is built around the idea that the other stuff exists, but pretend it doesn't.
I mean, as I was saying, I don't think the other companies would have the brand, the budget to necessarily advertise with me.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I had somebody reach out to me from a board game company I need to get back to.
Oh, so did I.
Oh, is it?
I was going to ask if anybody else had that at the meeting.
Okay, well, we should talk about this when we're not on camera, because if it's the same person, I might have embarrassed this person in front of Chris Perkins once. Like,
I don't know who Chris Perkins is, but okay.
Okay, well, so Chris Perkins works for Wizards of the Coast. He like wrote the Curse of Strahd book.
All right.
And he was giving me a tour of Wizards of the Coast, and he's like, and this is one of our newest hires, so-and-so, and he apparently had like never spoken to her before, and he's like a big deal there, and so this was like her first time getting to talk to him, and he's like, this is our newest hire, so-and-so, who's handling our social media, and I go, oh my gosh, you also run this really funny Twitter account, blah 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 blah. And she's just and it's like about how terrible dating is, and like he's like, yes, that is me, and I'm like, oh my god, it's one of the funniest things, you're so great, Chris, you're really lucky to work with her, blah 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 blah, that sort of thing. But yeah, apparently, yeah, and she tweeted later about how embarrassing that was, but also like not like in a bad way, but like how she was not psychologically prepared for that. Like, I didn't think going into work today I'd get to meet one of the, talk to one of the big people at the company for the first time, accompanied by some random dude who really likes my Twitter.
Did you apologize and say random dude?
I did say something along those lines on Twitter. I was like, I was really glad to meet you. That was because I didn't know that she had been hired there. So it was just like a total random thing where you're walking around, somebody's showing you their office, and it's like, it'd be like if somebody was giving me a tour of like, let's in this case it was somebody who worked at Dungeons and Dragons, but like if I'm walking around and then all of a sudden like one of the people there is just Pixel Riffs, and I'm like, what? Why is Pixel Riffs here? Right? Like,
hey, person I actually know.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is Pixelverse is a bad example because I kind of know Pix now because we did the crossover thing. But like, yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
But anyway, so yeah, I was really excited when this
Can't
person
be
reached out to me about this board game thing. So anyway, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
You know, let me yeah. Oh, I realized that we have the ability to write each other messages. Is my keyboard in frame? Let me type this name like where nobody can see it. Keyboard blatantly under the camera. I just sent it to you via Discord.
It's definitely that company. I'm not too sure about the person who it was.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, then it probably.
Okay, so person you personally have embarrassed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but like legitimately, like a really cool
Specifically
person,
aliens.
funny writer,
Yep.
like
Funny writer. Someone personally Joe has personally embarrassed in the world.
I have accidentally shown up at this person's job.
How do you accidentally turn? Never mind. It's fine.
Well, I mean, I didn't know they worked there. I just knew Chris Perkins worked there, and I was like, Chris, I'm in town. Can I, you want to hang out and get lunch? Maybe get a tour? And he's like, well, you want a tour of the office? I'm like, okay, cool.
So Chris is like a personal friend.
Well, I've played in one of his streams before, and like,
All right.
like we're friend, like we're not. I think it would be a stretch to say we're friends, but we've played games together. We know each other. He was familiar with my Minecraft work, and I was familiar with his D&D work for years before we met. So like if I lived in Seattle, I would very much like to get to know him better and spend more time with him. But like, he's a very busy guy. But we're somewhere between acquaintance and friend. I don't know. But like, I don't want to misrepresent how important I am that I'm friends with like one of the most influential writers in D&D. That seems weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would seem a bit odd. But fair.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he was actually, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if you can see the little cow. It's a tiny little cow.
It's going moo.
Yep. That's what always tiny little cows make. Joe is clearly more personable and outgoing than you. Joe is a lot more outgoing than a lot of people. Me, for example.
Yeah. NJ suggests that we are friendly. Yes. I think that's...
Friendly in a way that you can call him up and say, do you want to go out for dinner?
Yeah.
Or lunch?
Well, because it was like, hey, I'm looking at moving to Seattle because this was like after I found out that I was getting divorced, but before things were finalized. And my ex had given me a list of a few places that she was thinking about relocating to. And Seattle was on the list. And I didn't want my daughter to have to live several states away from her mother. That's where we ended up anyway. But, you know, if her mother had moved to a city where I could have gotten a job, like Seattle, then it would have been a lot easier. But yeah, I was like, hey, might be moving to Seattle in about a year. I'm coming to check out neighborhoods and scope out some places. You know, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the city because you've been living here for a while. Could I get you lunch or something? Yeah, that sort of thing. But like, so it was also like, hey, like, there's you know, there's like there's a good reason for me to reach out. It wasn't just like I'm completely passing through. It's I'd love to hear from you about where in the city is good to live and bad to live.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of new employees coming through all the time that they live different places. You've heard horror stories, you've heard good things, you know. I value your experience in this type of thing. I would feel really weird just completely reaching out to somebody like that without a justification. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just be able to say, hey, we did a fun thing together. We did this stream. Mind if I hang out? You want to hang out? Like, but I'm not good at that.
No, that's legit.
That is not good.
Are you okay?
Ugh.
Well, that sounded pleasant.
Bad.
I mean, the pleasant was sarcasm, but yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
You alright, Joe?
Not great.
No? I don't want to ask, but I'm dying to know.
Apparently, the bottom the coffee pot. This glass.
It's what?
The bottom of the coffee pot is just ground.
Oh, great. Yeah, no.
Like, it's a drip filtered coffee maker. How are the grounds in the coffee? I took a big swig and it's just like it's like having a mouthful of sand all of a sudden.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Poisoner Queen Illyria has resubscribed for 22 months. Oh, used to be Mother of Kobolds. Well, the name change is a good change. I like it. Not that your other name was bad, but it works. It works for you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go get a can of
More
soda or something.
Like filter. Yeah, I would after that. That sounds absolutely vile.
Any other songs that maybe I actually know the words to?
I mean, honestly, I chose that song thinking you would probably know the words to it.
Okay.
Because it's fairly ubiquitous. So sing whatever you feel like singing, Joe.
Oh gosh, if there's a song in my heart, that means I need to open my heart. That's intimidating for me, Cleo. You know?
Oh, no way. I mean, it's either that or I'm going to make you sing a Phantom of the Opera. So.
Yeah, no, I don't actually know that one. Okay. Do you know the Downeaster Alexa by Billy Joel?
No. Why don't you sing it for me?
Okay, I'm going to take my headphones off and start walking away. Okay. Well, I'm on the Downeaster Alexa, and I'm cruising through Block Island Sound. I had charted a course to the vineyard, but tonight I am Nantucket bound. We took on diesel back in Montauk yesterday. Left this morning from the Bell and Gardner's Bay. Oh my gosh. That chair just slid the whole table. Everything just moved like 6 inches. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have no idea how the coffee grounds got into the pot. It's a filtered drip system. I don't know. Okay.
I mean, doesn't sound very filter.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like the filter has one job, which is to filter. It did not do that job. I'm fine.
I mean, relatively speaking. It's amazing. I skipped this song on my iPad yesterday.
Check my filter does happen sometimes. Well, I didn't make the coffee. That's the thing too, is like I do my French press precision stuff, but I didn't bring my coffee rig. I bring that with me a lot of times when I travel. But since I was bringing so much tech gear already, like this setup is stupid, but I'm testing a bunch of things for like I said, playing card games against people at conventions and stuff. Like, so I've got like a second monitor. I've got the ring light with the camera mount. I've got microphone stand. Like, I've got a full XLR setup where I can have 2 microphones and 2 headsets. Like, yeah.
But in all that, you didn't think to bring your own French press.
I didn't bring my French press and my... well, the thing is, I was going to bring the French press and the kettle because even though my brother probably has a kettle, like not every hotel I stay at would necessarily have. So...
I'm fine, he says, suffering. That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I don't... it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's getting to that time.
Oh, no. Should we do last call for tips?
Yep.
Okay.
If you wish to subscribe or tip or buy Stream Notes cards or give me your firstborn child for a snack.
Cleo will not care for your
except
child.
The last one.
Yeah.
I will absolutely not care for your child.
Cleo's just like, I don't care for children.
You know, that's like, if you want any of, if you are desperate to give me money, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you're not desperate, I'd still appreciate it. But you know, I get it. But thank you to everyone who's tipped, etc. Would I like fries with that? With the firstborn child?
Yeah.
I feel like they go much better with gratin potatoes. It's just personal preference. So. Anathra has resubscribed for 10 months. Please enjoy this alternative firstborn child meal. I appreciate all firstborn children meals. I prefer ketchup, the unmothering of Cleo. I have very clear maternal instincts, I'll have you know. But they are not transferable off of cats, really.
You can care for Scar.
Scar's not a child, it's fine.
Okay.
B-Dub's also not a child. You haven't seen your firstborn child yet today, and you never will again. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You know. Ooh,
no,
that's dark.
I have not eaten your firstborn child, JT. I promise. Like, I don't think it was yours anyway. Scar is somewhat like a cat. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's a little rude. There's a difference between a child and a child at heart. There is. Age. Age is the difference.
If you don't have your own firstborn child, store-bought is fine.
I mean, are we buying children? I'm pretty sure that's frowned upon.
Yeah, that's generally frowned upon here.
The children have to be freely given. It's the law. My firstborn is not a child, so that fills your qualifications. Perfect. Many thanks. McLesley, no. Okay, I'll eat them. It's fine.
Yeah.
I prefer free-range children. If you adopt the whole family, who would argue? The police. I think we've established this. Cannibalism is frowned upon. Firstborn, a Cabbage Patch doll. I haven't had a Cabbage Patch doll in many years. And I had 3 as a child. The weird thing about my Cabbage Patch dolls was, like, I had one of the regular ones. One that was called a corn silk one, which was basically they had not the wool hair, they had, like, nylon hair. And the other one, there was a bin of off-brand, not off-brand. They were genuine Cabbage Patch dolls, but they were in plastic bags in a bin in the toy store, and I got one of them. Archeator tip $10 says, I'd offer my firstborn child, but I promised their non-existent life for chocolate, so a monetary tip will have to do. Well, if that's all you can manage, I appreciate that, Archeator.
I appreciate folks giving what they can.
If it's not your firstborn child, secondborn will have to do.
Yeah.
I had 2, one with red hair and green eyes, and the other I don't remember. The first one I had brown hair and blue eyes. The other one was blonde with blue eyes, and the last one has red hair and green eyes. Preferred the Garbage Pail Kid trading cards. Yeah, but I was very small. We didn't get them the first year they were out because people were insane. I think it was like the first big craze for Christmas kind of deals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where they're like where everything's everywhere sold out of all of them. But yeah. I mean, like, we watched the Garbage Pail movie as when I was a kid, and my mum hated it. And me and my sister, every time we went to the video shop, we would gravitate towards that movie. She absolutely refused. Every time. It's just like, you saw it once, you're not seeing it again.
That's
Gross.
the movie that you loved. That's funny.
Yeah, of course it was. It was gross. There was vomit in it. It was hilarious. I was a child.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, it's probably time for me to go.
Alrighty, bye, Cleo.
Bye, Joe. Have a great evening or day or like friend thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, Cleo. Folks watching my stream, I'm probably going to stick around a little bit because I don't feel like I've really got this where I want it. I do feel bad that I was giving Cleo the bad audio the whole time, so I don't blame her for getting out of here. But basically, as I'm looking at this play field here, there's a lot of things I like and a lot of things I'm not sure about. So yeah. Okay. So having the pops spell Hubble makes sense because it's kind of the visible part of the spectrum. I think I want to have the spinners do gamma, but I don't know. I feel like the playfield has... If we move that big Chandra thing off to the side, which I feel like we kind of have to do to add more shots, and then we've got too much open space at the top. I need to pull up a playfield from IPDB of 8-ball. The Bally skateball machine, and see how they handled this, because upper playfield. Okay, they've got that spinner, they've got that scoop, they've got the... They've got those 3 drop targets in front of the pops there. And maybe that's something we need too, is drops in front of pops. Drops and pops and drops and pops and drops and pops. But yeah. Trying to figure out what does and doesn't work here. Okay. Manx Lefty says, "Hey Joe, I've been involved with Hermitcraft for a long time, but today's my first time on his stream. I'm actually an astrophysicist and just wanted to say this is a super neat idea you have here, and I hope you stick with it." Oh, thank you. Well, as an astrophysicist, yeah, you get to deal with the electromagnetic spectrum all the time, I bet. Yeah, this is a fun way to introduce kids to the concept of the electromagnetic spectrum while also demonstrating the cool engineering stuff that goes into observing different pieces of it. Because, like, I feel like some people would be like, well, why do we need so many space telescopes? We just put the JWST up there. We've got Hubble. But, like, Fermi and Swift get the Gamma. Chandra and... I don't even know how to pronounce this X-RISM that's going to be launching sometime theoretically later this year. I think. Does X-ray, you know... What's the difference between ultraviolet and infrared light in terms of, you know, what we're observing? Like, there's something cool here to be done. It's just getting all the pieces together. Like, now that I have the unity of theme and concept, I understand how the missions are going to work. I need to make sure that the shots are placed around the table in such a way that's fun and supports that. Like, playfield geometry is, like, really important. Honestly, maybe we put this Chandra thing up here. I don't love that. Do 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 bum 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 da 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 do 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 do. Yeah, this needs to actually curve way lower, so that might be a bad way to do that in general here. Boom, 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 boom. So then we're back to having... Just don't have enough shots for this to be interesting. For this to work, it needs to have a bunch of different things that you're trying to hit. Right? So just, like, you can't just put some pop bumpers at the top and be like, that's a pinball machine. You have to have multiple... So in order for the missions and the modes to make sense, you need to have, like, shoot this, then shoot this, then shoot that. And if there's not enough this, and that to shoot, then the game gets boring. So, like... So I'm trying to figure out where I can put everything to make it interesting. I have a few ideas that I think are cool that I don't want to give up on. Like, I like the ball cutting across the play field, like in skateball. I like the idea that when it cuts across the play field, it's going to come up and hit pops here. That's fun and interesting to me. But the problem is there's not enough other shots on the playfield if this Chandra bank of 6 drop targets with the saucer in the middle is up there. So we need to move that down somehow. Maybe we basically split this into an upper and lower playfield setup. Somehow. Where we move the Chandra thing down here. Okay, let's try this real quick. So this is like a super rough sketch. So we're just gonna come in here. Like, I don't know if I'm on camera. Of course not. Why would I be? That's just a thing that people like to be sometimes. Okay, so playfield diagram. So we have plunger, shooter lane, curves across, up toward here, where we catch it, and then we have the Chandra drops, maybe there, separating the upper playfield from the lower playfield, maybe. That's actually interesting in a cool way. Okay. So we have this then curve up, bring it around up here to, like, maybe this does curve past some rollover switches here. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's something totally different. Curves here into the pop bumper. Okay, we have 3 pops up here. Now, what we need then is we actually need a Roller Games style flipper above there, which I didn't have originally, but we have an upper flipper here and an upper flipper here. This is really rough, really rough. Then we use that to get back up in the pops. This flipper you can use to try and hit those. I feel like we need other shots to make this work. But the core concept isn't intrinsically flawed. Especially if we had like the more of these that you shoot down, the easier it is. So it might even be that, okay, so this would be like CHANDRA for Chandra. And then up here we've got the Hubble visible light. I think having the pops be nudgeable toward things is important. I don't know what that thing is. Maybe it's another saucer. Maybe it's captive ball. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I do not know. Like, we start really ripping off roller games here, though, if we have, like, I think maybe having a U-turn in here somehow could be viable. Some sort of U-turn that you shoot a spinner here. That spinner wouldn't be exposed unless you had already taken down the D in Chandra. So we bring this around here. Takashito says maybe you could add elements based on celestial bodies that emit specific frequencies you need to hit in a combination. Yeah. So that's kind of how the art will be themed around. So like the pop bumpers are going to represent the visible part of the spectrum, and the art on that part of the play field will be like based on stuff that we can see in the visible part of the spectrum. Like there are certain types of celestial bodies that we would use UV or infrared to look at, and the artwork based on like the UV rollover switches would be surrounded by artwork that's like similar to what we would observe in the UV range. Obviously we have to shift it into the visible range, but like what kinds of things do we see with UV observations? Those are the kinds of things that we feature right there. So those are more artistic elements. Right now what I'm mostly working on is the geometry. I'm trying to get the geometry of the table sorted. So yeah. Basically what I need to figure out is, because I haven't really seen a lot of tables that just have like 6 drop targets right across the middle there. There's probably a good reason for that from a mechanical standpoint, but you know, it's neat to have as an option here. Okay, so then we've got, you know, our basic setup down here where that's down like that. This is a really, this is going to feel confined. It's to some degree the problem here. Now we could have a scoop here. Scoop, question mark, or something underneath there that you could shoot. Excuse me. Or we could have a bank of other drop targets. Drops? Question mark. Okay. So the spinner spelling gamma down here actually works better. We would have a rollover here as well, to get when you shoot that. Okay. I feel like this is promising. We're at the point where I actually probably need to start working with scale models of like scaled circular pop bumpers or things like that. Yeah, I'll workshop this. I feel like this is a good start. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who is out there that we can raid. Twitch.tv /directory/following. Looks like Kendersite is back. Kendersite took some time off. So why don't we go ahead and /raid Kendersite. I gotta mute this so it doesn't blast everybody's audio. Mute, please. Why won't it let me mute it before the... Okay. /raid Kendersite. when you get over there. Our raid messages, howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.